So, you've got about 50,000 taka to spend on a new smartphone here in Bangladesh. You're in a really interesting spot because really, you're facing this huge choice. Do you go for raw, unfiltered power, or do you play it safe for total peace of mind? In this explainer, we're going to break down that exact dilemma.
Okay, let's just dive right in. Because the real decision you're making here isn't just about picking Samsung over Google or whatever. It's deeper than that. It's really about your own personal philosophy. How much risk are you actually willing to take on to get the absolute maximum performance?
I want you to think of it like this. You're standing at a fork in the road. On one side, you've got the safe road. This is where you find the official phones, with the full warranties, the guaranteed software updates, all that good stuff. It's the path of zero stress, total peace of mind. But then, there's the fast lane. This is the unofficial gray market full of powerful imported phones. These things give you incredible specs for your money, but, and this is a big but, it's a gamble. If something breaks, you're pretty much on your own.
All right, to make this whole thing feel a bit more real, let's meet the champions. We're going to look at 4 specific phones that perfectly represent each of these paths.
First up, planted firmly on the safe road, we have the Samsung Galaxy A56. This phone is not a sprinter. Think of it as a marathon runner. Samsung is promising something wild here. 6 major OS upgrades and 6 full years of security updates. I mean, that's nuts. It means your phone is designed to be safe and up-to-date all the way to 2031. It's a true long-term investment. Now, let's swerve over into the fast lane. Meet the iQOO Neo 10, and this thing is a pure drag racer. It is built for one thing and one thing only: speed. You've got the latest Snapdragon chip for insane power, a ridiculously smooth 144Hz screen for gaming, and a monster 7,000 mAh battery. This is for the person who wants absolute no-compromise performance, period. Also living in the fast lane, we've got a specialist, the Google Pixel 7. Now, this phone's superpower isn't about raw gaming speed. It's about photographic magic. Thanks to its custom tensor chip, it takes some of the most stunning photos you can get on any phone, period. But here's the massive catch. It has zero official presence in Bangladesh. None. So buying this is the highest risk move of them all. And finally, we've got a phone that tries to walk right down the middle of the road, the Motorola Edge 60 Pro. It gives you a really powerful chip, a great camera with actual optical zoom, and super fast charging. But the key thing here is, it does all that while still having an official service network in major cities. So it's trying to give you a safety net that those other fast lane phones just don't have. It's the best of both worlds, maybe? So let's really put these two philosophies head to head. What are you really gaining by speeding down the fast lane? And what are you giving up by sticking to the safe road? Let's break down those critical trade-offs. And wow, this chart just says it all, doesn't it? Look at the massive gap, the chasm between the iQOO's charging speed and the Samsung's. In a country where power outages are common, that 120-watt speed isn't just a cool feature, it can be absolutely essential. You can get hours of use in just a few minutes. Meanwhile, that 25-watt speed on the Samsung, it kind of feels like it's from a different decade. But here is the flip side of that coin. Check out this timeline. Sure, that iQOO is lightning fast today, but in a couple of years, it's probably going to stop getting those critical security updates. And that's when your banking apps, your personal data, everything, it all becomes vulnerable. That Samsung, on the other hand, is guaranteed to be a digital fortress for 4 years. This all boils down to a really important idea called total cost of ownership. The fast lane phones might seem like a great deal up front, but think about it. One cracked screen with no warranty to cover it, or a much lower resale value in 2 years because it's no longer secure. Suddenly, that cheaper phone just became a really expensive problem. Think of that official warranty as a kind of insurance policy. Okay, let's talk about the engines powering these phones. When it comes to pure, raw horsepower, the hierarchy is crystal clear. The iQOO Snapdragon is the undisputed king for gaming. No contest. The Motorola is a very strong second. The Pixel's chip, that's different. It's optimized for AI and photography, not top-end gaming. And the Samsung's chip, it's all about efficiency, designed to run smoothly and securely for those 6 long years. Each processor has a totally different mission. So, look, the point here isn't for us to pick a winner. It's to help you figure out what your priority is. We're going to look at a few different types of users, see which one sounds the most like you, because that's going to point you to your perfect phone. First up, the gamer.
Are you all about maxing out the graphics on games like Genshin Impact? Do you need the absolute highest frame rates, the fastest possible response time to get that competitive edge?
If that sounds like you, then your choice is pretty clear. The iQOO Neo 10 is your champion. That combination of the best chip, the fastest screen, a massive battery, and that insane charging, it was literally built from the ground up for gaming. But just remember, you're choosing to live in the fast lane, and that means accepting the risks that come with it.
All right, but what if your priority is totally different? What if your phone is basically an extension of your eyes? Is it the main tool you use to capture your family's memories, create content, and just tell your story with pictures and videos? For all the photographers and creators out there, the Google Pixel 7 is the artist's tool. It just consistently churns out these incredible photos with detail and color that other phones struggle to match. But, and this is a huge but, you are taking a massive financial gamble. That masterpiece comes with absolutely no official safety net. Okay, last one. What if you just see your phone as a critical tool? You need it to just work every day. You need it to be secure, to protect your private information, and you really don't want to even think about buying another phone for a long, long time.
For you, the safe road is really the only road. The Samsung Galaxy A56 is the absolute champion of long-term reliability and security. With its industry-leading update policy, full warranty, and tough build, it gives you a level of peace of mind that nothing else here can touch. So what's the catch? Well, you're trading that peak performance and super fast charging for that ultimate security.
Okay, this slide right here. This is the whole thing in a nutshell. This is your cheat sheet. Find your number one priority in that first column, and this table points you to your best bet, while making it super clear what the big trade-off is. Go ahead and pause here if you need to, and find yourself on this matrix.
So after laying all this out, where do we actually land? Well, the truth is there is no single best phone here. What there are two very different but equally valid philosophies. But if we have to pick one device that really tries to bridge that gap between the two worlds, our analysis shows it's the Motorola Edge 60 Pro. It gives you a taste of that fast lane excitement. You know, a great processor, fast charging, a versatile camera, but it keeps one foot planted firmly on the safe road with an official service network. It just might be the smartest compromise of the bunch.
And that really brings us back to what this is all about. This quote from the source material nails it. The entire decision, it all boils down to one simple personal question. How much risk are you comfortable taking on? There's no right or wrong answer. There's only the answer that's right for you.
And that's the question we're going to leave you with. You've seen the options, you understand the trade-offs. So, which is it going to be? The raw thrill of the fast lane or the long-term peace of mind of the safe road? Thanks so much for joining us for this explainer.